Hi, how are you today? I'm starting this video in the background of my house. I live in the apartment in one of these multi-story buildings in the residential complex on the shores of the Gulf of Finland in the southwest of St. Petersburg. And just across the road in the park where I am at the moment, here is the monument to the descendants of Leningrad. That was a place where the front line passed in 1941 and where the Nazi troops were stopped by the soldiers of Red Army. And I would like to coincide this video with the 75th anniversary of the victory over the Nazi Germany, which we will celebrate on 9th of May this year. We call this day Victory Day, and the period of Second World War, starting from the invasion of Nazi troops onto the territory of USSR on 22nd of June in 1941 until the signing of the final surrender on 9th of May in 1945. This period we call Great Patriotic War. According to records, in USSR, totally during the war years, 26 million people died, and the half of this terrible figure is the civil population. There is a line in the Soviet song about Victory Day. This is a holiday with tears in eyes, and this is true. For ordinary Soviet people, this was a day of joy, ending the horrors of wars and grief for their relatives at the same time. And this very motive can be traced in the memorials of the Great Patriotic War. This one is called the Heroic Defenders of Leningrad. It is installed on the Moscow highway, which from the first days of the war became one of the main roads to the front. Going north, it goes to Moskovsky Prospect, leading to the very center of the city, and continuing south to Pulkovskaya Highway, leading to Pulkovo Heights, where fierce battles took place, and from where the enemy fired artillery on the besieged city. The monument is a 47-meter obelisk with figures of warrior and the worker at the base. They symbolize the unity of the front and rear. The obelisk seems to be breaking a stone ring, implying a breakthrough in the blockade. And in the foreground, you can see the figures of soldiers and sailors and militias, foundry workers, builders of defenses, those people who day and night brought victory closer. And inside the ring, there is a soulful sculpture depicting people dying of exhaustion and hunger. The underground part of the monument is now a museum dedicated to the feat of the citizens during the war years. And from the southern border of the city, we are transported to the northeastern. Here begins the road that connected the besieged Leningrad with the central part of the country, on the water of Lake Ladoga in summer and on ice in winter. It supplied the city with food, fuel, coal and ammunition, and also provided phased evacuation of the citizens. This only transport highway was called the Road of Life. After the victory, along it and on the shore of the lake, memorials and monuments were created. One of such memorials is the Flower of Life complex in memory of the dead children of besieged Leningrad. The petals of a flower depict the face of a smiling boy, and the words, the inscription, "May there always be sunshine." Here as well are the memorial mound, which is called Diary of Tanya Savicheva. Granite slabs repeat the pages of a diary, in which a small resident of the besieged Leningrad recorded the dates of the death of her family and friends. And on the last page there is a note: Tanya was left alone. In the fall of 1942, Tanya, among other children, was evacuated from the city, but unfortunately, despite the help of doctors, progressive dystrophy, scurvy, and tuberculosis led to the death of the girl. The diary today is exhibited at the Museum of the History of Leningrad, and its copy is in the window of one of the pavilions on the Piskaryovskaya Memorial Cemetery. Well, Piskaryovskaya Cemetery was founded in 1939 on the northern outskirts of Leningrad and was named after the nearby village of Piskaryovka. In 1941-1944, it became a place of mass graves. Here, the victims of the siege of Leningrad and the soldiers of the Leningrad front, totally of about 520,000 people were buried. The greatest number of deaths occurred in the winter of 1941-1942. The memorial is located on an area of about 26 hectares. And in the center of the memorial there is a sculptural ensemble which is called Motherland, and the monument dedicated to the victory, which is most often seen by guests of St. Petersburg, is located in the middle of the uprising square, and it is called the Hero City of Leningrad. Hero City is the highest degree of distinction awarded to 12 cities of the Soviet Union, famous for their heroic defense during the Great Patriotic War. The obelisk is a vertical granite monolith decorated with bronze high-reliefs and crowned with the golden star of the hero. The Gold Star Medal is a distinction of people awarded the title of Hero of the Soviet Union. On the uprising square, named so after the revolutionary events of 1917, also the Oktyabrskaya Hotel is located, with the inscription Hero City Leningrad on the roof, and Moskovsky Station, which is a central one. Trains from the capital usually come here. The identical building of the station in Moscow is called the Leningradsky railway station. These two buildings were constructed by the design of one architect in 1851 and became the first stations of long-distance trains. Also, the ground lobby of the Uprising Square metro station is located here, where in 1955 the grand opening of the first metro line in St. Petersburg took place. This line consisted of 8 stations that are now architectural monuments due to its incredibly rich decor for such a utilitarian function.